Hello, my name is Ethan Page, and today we're going to be looking at part 4 of my GPE340 5-part project to do with root motion, building a top-down shooter. In this part we're going to be having a look mainly at UI, so this one's going to be a little bit quicker than the others. What better way to show it than starting off? I now have a display for which weapon is being used, still have the same health from before, as well as a number of lives remaining. You can see that this does change. If I pick up a new weapon, I get the new thing there. If I get the sniper rifle, I get the sniper rifle. Enemies still come after me, they drop their things, I get healed. Oh, maybe I won't miss this time. Don't miss. No! And I can die. Lives remaining 4, and it does tick down. And I respawn. I'm just going to let them kill me a few more times. Oh no, I died again. Lives remaining 3. Except I want to pause. Look, pause menu. Quit button doesn't work because I'm still in this. It isn't a build. However, this does run an application.quit line of code, so in an actual build that would work. The options button is just for display, but I will be implementing actual options, such as volume when I implement sounds. And the resume button unpauses, much to my character's dismay. If I pause once again, I can also press the same button, which I have keyed to escape, to unpause, and thus get killed once more. And let's see what happens when I die the final time. Still ragdoll, still a pile of body parts on the floor. Sorry. Now the final time. There we go. I killed 4 enemies. Yeah, not great, but not awful. Quit once again, runs the application quit. Restart, reloads the scene, starts me from the beginning. So I get to try my hand again. This is not too bad, not too shabby. I will show off a little bit of the code, if I can bring it over. This is the UI Manager script that I've been on before in some of the previous videos. This now shows off the lives remaining, as well as which weapon is currently equipped. And as my own little bonus to show things off, it also shows whether or not how many enemies I've killed at the end once the game is over. So basically the objective becomes kill as many as you can before you run out of lives. No real win condition, just a sort of endurance run, as it were. The way that I've got the pause done is through the game manager. When pause game is run, if the boolean game paused is true, then I need to unpause. Set timescale back to 1. Game paused is false. On resume, invoke. I've got some events set up on the game manager. On resume, on pause, and on lose, which is how I have some of that UI working. So yeah, this simple little function here just pauses the game when called, or unpauses the game when called, depending on what that boolean is like. Also, as you may have noticed, when the enemies died, they dropped some loot, which is what this whole thing here is for. Has a class inside that contains a pickup and an integer. Pickup being the item, the integer being the drop weight of that item. The way this works is it runs a list of loot, a loot pool if you will, concurrently next to a cumulative value list, CDF list, as I've got it here, cumulative density formula. These two lists run side by side, and they need to in order for this to work. The cumulative density formula adds up the weights from the list of loot, and then run a random number generation to get a random value between 0 and the maximum number of the CDF list. And and depending on where you fall within that CDF list, as per this binary search down here, it will return a certain value, which will be one of the elements of the CDF, which is each of the weights of the items in the primary list added up together. So the first one would be just the first weight. If the first weight's 100, then it would just be 100. The second element in the CDF is 100 plus the second weight, so if it's 25, then it would be 125. Third one would be, say, 50, then it would be 175, and it just keeps adding up like that. The reason it's so important these two are concurrent side by side is because this entire system wouldn't work if it wasn't. If there was an extra element in the CDF list, then you would start getting numbers that wouldn't spawn anything, which maybe that's intentional. However, if the CDF list was shorter than the item list, then suddenly you'd have an entire set of items that just wouldn't spawn. So it's fairly important to keep these, as far as indices length, the same. This one, again, pretty short, but yeah, thank you for watching. See you in the 5th and final installment, coming soon.